Everybody has a podcast.
Yeah. What up with the show? How about you? Had a great weekend. Great week. Yeah. Got a lot of shit to get into.
J.Wiggy, take out the trash!
Sleepy weekend, Grant Mills. I was sleepy all fucking weekend. The cold weather and the rain. Did you get some cold weather and rain yourself?
I think everybody did out this way.
Yeah.
Pretty good snoozing weather.
Yeah, good snoozing weather. Nice and comfy. Got into, I've been into Yellowstone. Is that a show you would watch?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. An emphatic no. No.
It doesn't appeal to me. Whis is coming. What the fuck is he doing? He's coming by. He's gonna be here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So Yellowstone. You're into Yellowstone. How long have you been into this show?
This is a recent addition to my television watching, which I don't really even do much of, but everybody's talking about it. And I'm a big Wyoming and Montana fan. I like that area of the country. I've been there. It's beautiful. It's fucking stellar. You know what? I'm not going to give it rave reviews. People need to watch it. I think it's okay. I mean, it's okay.
The Breaking Bad. What's another one? Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
These fucking shows people go and like it's so much hype. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking watch the shit. I'm never gonna see this shit. Breaking Bad. I don't want to see it. I'm never gonna see it. Just fuck you. Game of Thrones. Not gonna see it. Never want to see it. Fuck you. Like people have talked it up so fucking much. Like there's no way. I'm like I don't give a fuck. And plus I don't have like hours on hours to waste on this shit.
God, Game of Thrones. Good call on that.
Fuck that.
You know what? I try to watch the first couple episodes of that, and I can see why nerdos really get into it, man. But that show is such a deep dive. Like, you have to know I think we've even talked about this before, but there's so many characters. We've talked about it with video games, and I think sometimes too much of a good thing is not a good thing. I mean, there's characters that get killed off, and then they have another character, and then there's a new dynasty. If you have that much time to invest in a fucking show, man, you have too much time on your hands. I don't have that kind of time.
Yeah, do something else. Jesus, fucking
Yeah.
all this TV, like, watching all this shit. Man, you know, we talked about this weekend being kind of a nerdly weekend. I told you I really like I got a man crush on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I guess. But no, with the satellite radio has gotten me into a lot of like shit that I normally wouldn't listen to, I guess.
Sure.
And so with the Red Hot Chili, you know, with this channel, it's kind of cool because, like, you know, we were talking about all the other shows, but there's this one song, man, "Tell Me Baby." So I'm sitting there listening to it. It first comes on, I'm like, oh, I don't know about this, and then all of a sudden, it's like they flip it to like, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then later on, they go back to the melodic shit, and it's even better. So I don't know. They're like if Suicidal Tendencies were really really good, a more band that's not as popular, but like could have been them. I don't know. Weird correlation, but
Nah, good correlation. Yeah, Chili Peppers, man. We mentioned it. One of my favorite bands growing up. Soundgarden always gonna be number one. I always have to slide them in. But man, yeah, Anthony Kiedis, good voice. Flea, good entertainer. They had a good variety too. All their songs were and albums really kind of what's the good word? A good mix. They had a good sound, had a good rock sound, but they kind of had a good vibe, chill sound too.
they
went a lot of
can do
different
like
directions.
everything. Like you got Flea
Yeah,
with the like bass tapping, and then like they get really funky. Like Suicidal has that. They got like that suicidal like sound. Like that
yeah,
bassist. I can't remember his name. I think he went to Metallica though. But that he was like he's like him. And but man, they just have a different. They can like get off into some shit that's not what you think they are, and it's still good. Like you
yeah.
got bands that like try to do that shit and they just can't do it. But like they'll get off into some shit that's totally different, but it's actually good.
Yeah, good
So
psychedelic sound and a little hip hop and rock. It's hard to span all those genres, and they did it very very successfully. And Anthony Kiedis still going strong. Yeah, per your recommendation. I sound like a corporate email, but yeah, I checked out some of his interview clips on Rogan. Man, dude, like you said, most got to be a candidate for one of the most interesting guys in the world. What a character.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think we got Whis.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
let's see, Whis.
Hi, you motherfuckers. I don't know about that entrance music. That's kind of some bullshit.
Oh, you don't like that?
I guess that's kind of cool, but
How was your weekend, man? What did you get into?
it's a little stormy and stuff. I didn't do too much, you know. I caught up on some football and my fucking homeboys. Y'all don't know about my boys, motherfucker. Josh Allen I like, but I love Joe Burrow.
Man, I was disappointed. But it's so fucking top heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do, dude? That's just a fucking amazing team right there. The Bengals, man. They just fucking. There's no stopping them. There's no stopping them, man. With the Bills, man. The problem with them, fucking Von Miller went down. That defense is nothing. They have no D, man. Their D fell off.
I hope my D don't fall off yet.
I hope mine don't either, right? But their D straight fell off after he got hurt, right? So they have no defense, no running game. The only receivers is like you got Diggs, he's awesome. Beasley came back. Josh Allen's a fucking warrior, man, but he can't do everything. Can't play defense and offense, okay? So that's why. And
their D started off so hot too, man. Their D was great earlier in the season. Yeah, I had them on the fantasy squad, and man, every week I was winning with my defense. So, yeah, it stinks. I think we were kind of low key Bills fans on the show, but what can you do at this point?
Man, I was a Bills fan for real, man, because I'm like, fuck, I want them to go, but now, I mean, um, yeah, like I said, it's so fucking top heavy, dude. Like, you got fucking the Bengals, Kansas City. I mean, most likely, if they would have beat the Bengals, they probably still would have lost to Kansas City, I mean, but it is what it is, man. It's their Patrick is just he's amazing. So what can you say about that guy? How can you beat that guy?
We talked about it earlier in the football season. The Bills, Buffalo. Have you ever been to Buffalo?
I have not. Didn't you have to go for you didn't have to go for any business or anything?
I didn't go to Buffalo proper. I've been up close to it for work before. It's cold as fuck up there.
Very cold.
Yeah, that's it's always weird to see people in states that don't have a professional team, how they migrate towards a team, because you were always a Raiders fan, right?
Yes, but not anymore. Fuck them.
Yep.
I'm a Raiders fan. I'm just not I'm not claiming them right now.
No, it's fine. I don't blame you. I mean, I love the Vegas move. I mean, what a fucking city to have a pro team in. But yeah, I don't want to claim them. But the silver and black attack, fucking sharp looking.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing with Dallas, but at least they've had Super Bowls in the 90s. The last Raiders Super Bowl was like 80, 81 or something.
God
so, yeah, I mean, whatever. But so probably we'll get into the picks later on. I don't know what these callers out here. First caller that I'm seeing, y'all, looks like a Raj in North Khaki.
Hey, this is Raj. Hope all is well. I want to asking you, Auburn football, what are you thinking for this year, and how do you think they will do with Joe Freeze? I hope and Lisa have a great evening.
Oh, Hugh Freeze. I don't know if we've really got into this. I hope, man, more hookers. So, yeah. Probably not, though. I think Hugh's learned his lesson. And, man, this is probably the most promising hire they've had as of late. So, yeah, I would think he can do pretty good. This one coming up is probably going to suck, of course. They're not going to do too good, but that's all right. It's none of his guys. We'll see what he does in the next 2 to 3. Yeah. And I think it'll be good.
Yeah, we haven't really done too deep of a dive on Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze. That's like a fucking Batman name. But
freeze attack.
Hugh Freeze, brain freeze. Yeah. I mean, good hire. We talked about it a little bit. I think on this show we knew that was coming. Auburn tried to play a little sleight of hand and pretending it wasn't. But man, you know what it is. It's when you give a younger guy, and relatively in coaching terms, when you're 30s, 40s, whatever the fuck they are, you give him the reins. He's making multi-millions. He's the head of a fucking university. Dude, do you not think most of those guys are doing shady shit behind the scene? Come on. I mean, he just got busted doing it. So, but you get your slap on the wrist. You go to, fucking Liberty for a few years. You come back. You learn your lesson. And he's not going to fuck up again.
I hope not, man. That'd be really stupid. Well, he was really stupid anyway. If you just, what are you doing? Like, come on, man.
I hope he does fuck up. I hate Auburn, so.
Use a burner this time, Hugh. A burner. You heard of a burner phone? You can go to Walmart and get a fucking straight talk phone with cash. Okay? And that's probably what you'll want to do. Track phone, Metro PCS, I don't know. One of them fucking things. It's pretty easy to do. Did you fucking want to get caught? Because that's what it fucking looked like. That's just really fucking dumb.
Do you think it? Yeah. Do you think it's? You think it's just fucking ignorance? Like you're on top of the world and you're like, that'll never happen to me. Let me use my university issued fucking cell phone. Nobody's looking at this.
Yeah, a little bit of braggadocious. Yeah, probably a little bit of that, but that's just
feel untouchable. And that's what I think, man. I think when they get to that point, they feel untouchable. And he was doing some touching on his fucking getting that hookup on the phone. Yeah, that made me laugh the most. The goddamn university issued shit, not even his personal shit. Come on.
Yeah, man. What are you thinking about, fucker? Shit. Let's go ahead and go to Jerry. Jerry in Knoxville.
Hey, boys, this is Jerry Kirschenberger III from Tennessee, Knoxville, that is. And I just want to tell you, boys, I love the show, actually. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, we are...
Let's go ahead and go to Boris in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Hey, fellas, I just want to know. I'm Boris from Pittsburgh, PA. And what is your guys' story?
Let's go ahead and go. What the fuck?
What?
Let's go ahead and go to Harriet and tell what the fuck is going on the phone tonight.
Hey, this Harry, y'all. I just want to say, I just wanted to drop in. Say I love you guys, man. I will see you next football season. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Harriet. Harriet will be back for the USFL. She's such a football chunky, but she's one of these Bama fans that, you know,
Yeah, she's sweet.
if it's not a championship, we ain't fucking doing anything.
Yeah, Harriet's call was the most normal out of the last few, but God love her. And, I've got a USFL, XFL breakdown coming in a little bit.
What is are they both starting in April, or is it? I know the USFL is April, right?
Yeah, you know what? I can give you some cliff notes if you like. XFL is starting February 18th, so we're actually less than a month away from the XFL kickoff.
Nice.
Yeah, they're starting in good timing too. By the way, they're going to wait until after the Super Bowl is done, and then automatically loop you back into football.
That is excellent.
Yeah, man, and USFL is April 15th, so you got a 2-month difference there between XFL and USFL. Man, I also looked too. XFL is going to be ABC, so all their affiliates, ESPN, ESPN2, that's going to get a lot of fucking coverage. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That is.
USFL's got Fox, NBC, and biggest difference that I looked at. You've got 8 teams apiece. There's a couple of rule differences, but XFL's got that 70-man roster, whereas you got a 45-man on USFL, and the players are getting paid almost $60,000 a year with benefits in the XFL. That's not bad for a minor league football team. I mean, that's
like semi-pro.
Yeah, that's a working job and benefits. And then the XFL, they had a meeting in December, made some changes, but they were getting paid a little less. USFL did sign, I think, almost everybody to 2-year contracts because they didn't want the XFL jump all their players coming in the year after and then jumping to XFL. But, man, I'm actually excited for the XFL. I think with The Rock behind it, they've got the money. I just think they're going to do better. I think the USFL, after their 3-year term with Fox ends, I think it folds.
Yeah. I think they'll do better. I mean, USFL. I mean, right now they both have the best. And, everybody wants football. You're in a very good place right now to make all these leagues work, actually. So I think the good thing is we'll have picks all the time now, pretty much.
Love it.
And then, we can maybe get into some fantasy stuff or whatever happens. We can get into it, I'm not really a numbers guy. I got some Asian, but I missed out on the math chromosome or some shit. I'm not really good with numbers at all. I know you pretty good with numbers, man. I ain't got it.
I'll be crunching them sometimes. I think, you know what? I'd actually be interested to see if XFL and USFL do some fantasy shit. We can join that if they do. XFL is a Texas-heavy league. Like I said, 8 teams. You got 3 out of Texas: Arlington Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, San Antonio, the Brahmas. What else do we have? The Orlando Guardians, DC Defenders, the Seattle Sea Dragons, St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Vegas Vipers. I kind of like the Vegas Vipers. Yeah. A couple of familiar names, too. You got Hines Ward coaching San Antonio and Bob Stoops coaching Arlington.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby Stoops.
Yeah, some of these people
Mommy.
kind of wonder what happened to them, and they're making their appearance back in these leagues. Who do you have for Birmingham and USFL? Houston. Houston's got two teams. They got Houston in USFL and XFL. I don't think any of. Yeah. New Jersey, Michigan, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Looks like USFL's got more of a East Coast kind of vibe there, and a little Midwest, Michigan, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. So Pennsylvania representing where I think just about everybody in XFL is Southern or Texas or Vegas. So I don't know. You looking forward to either or, both of them? See how they play out. What do you think?
Man, I'm watching all that shit, and I'm watching Canadian football, whatever the fuck football on. I'll watch it.
Yeah, think about this shit. If you go from February, and I'm guessing there's going to be an overlap in April, so then that ends in June. I'm guessing July. Maybe July is going to be the only month without football.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so. And actually, if I'm right, I think USFL actually had their championship at the end of June, maybe into July. So, last season. Man, that could be year-round fucking football. You're right about that. That's insane.
Yeah, because I can't remember when the Canadian Football League is. I think their championship's in the summer, too. The Grey Cup, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And man, I used to watch those games. I don't see them anymore. I think they're coming through ESPN on like TSN. It was like ESPN 3, I think. But I don't see them anymore. So I guess that contract expired. But it was pretty cool.
Shit was tight to watch because they were one of the first leagues to actually do the in motion, like a Z-back and shit like that, right?
Yeah. There are only 3 downs, and I got the goalpost in the front of the fucking end zone. That's a little weird, but still football.
Yeah.
And we still watch it. Oh, yeah. All right, you fucking nerdos. We got some fucking nerdo news and a little bit of weird news, too. Ooh, so, I know nerds like Blizzard, that game company. So, Blizzard's workplace ranking for employees sounds like hell. And it looks like this place is not a very good place to work, according to this. Maybe, maybe not. A story ran on Bloomberg earlier with the headline, Blizzard manager departs in protest of employee ranking system. Sounds very businesslike, and maybe something that would land on LinkedIn newsfeed of an HR manager. But it's describing stuff that is important because it's saying, what the hell? It sounds absolutely dystopian. I didn't write this. This is by Luke Plunkett of No Plagiarism. In 2021, Blizzard, a unit of Activision Blizzard Incorporated, implemented a process called stack ranking, in which employees are ranked on a bell curve and managers must give low ratings to a certain percentage of staff, according to people familiar with the change who asked not to be named discussing a private matter. Managers were expected to give a poor developing status to roughly 5% of employees on their teams, which would lower their profit sharing bonus money and could hamper them from receiving raises or promotions in the future. So, looks like people are pissed. I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
And it looks like we got another one here with Blizzard. So don't work for Blizzard, folks, because it looks like they be some bitches. I don't play a lot of that shit. I don't play any nerdo games, really. And haven't lately.
No. I've never played World of Warcraft in my life.
Yeah. That's like nerdo. I'm not saying that in a bad light. I like some nerdo shit, just not a lot of it. Pokemon fan says U.S. Customs destroyed a $4,000 classic game. The government agency reportedly ruined the A+ 9.2 graded sealed copy of Pokemon Yellow An original sealed copy of Pokemon Yellow, reportedly worth nearly $4,000, was ruined by U.S. Customs and Border Protection after its seal was not only cracked, but its case broken, and and the front of the box sliced clean off in a oh god, okay, I'm not in a display of aggression against collectibles. The owner claims.
What the
The
fuck?
owner goes by the Master of Unlocking. Is his, I don't know, alias. What? I mean, why are you carrying around that shit? I mean, are you carrying? I don't understand. You know, are you? What are you doing? Why don't you just ship it somewhere and go when meet it there or something else, man? That's
weird.
Yeah, these Pokemon people, man. I never got into Pokemon. Didn't you like Pokemon, Whis?
I mean, I love Pikachu, G.
I knew it.
God. Pikachu.
I mean, it was cool when it first started, but I kind of grew out of it a little bit, G.
Man, I never. That's weird.
That shit.
Well, if y'all don't know about, like, you know, the Pikachu and, you know, the whole world of Pokemon, G.
All right, I don't know, man. Maybe it's cool or something.
You remember when that Pokemon Go shit came out and everybody was tripping balls about their phone and walking around and catching the Pokemon?
Oh yeah, like a geocaching game or something.
Yeah, some shit. I was actually in New York City when that shit hit its peak. Went to Central Park one night, and me and you have actually kicked it up in Central Park. Fucking
oh yeah,
years ago. Yeah, man. I took a solo trip, God, about 5 years ago now, and yeah, man, kicking it up in Central Park, and everybody. I mean, it was insane. When I say everybody, I mean tons of motherfuckers looking at their phones and doing Pokemon Go shit and running around. And man, like you said, to each their own and shit. But god damn, that was weird.
That's some weird shit. But we got some weirder shit in Odd News. So, you want to know what's going on? Huh? Well, I'm about to tell you. A company is offering $1,000 to eat cheese before bed.
I'm down, y'all.
I knew it.
Oh, let's. This sounds like a good deal. A mattress reviewing website is seeking study participants willing to get paid $1,000 to eat cheese snacks before going to sleep. Sleep Junkie announced it's seeking 5 dairy dreamers for a study that seeks to address the commonly held belief that consuming cheese or other dairy products before bed leads to nightmares. This was written by Ben Hooper, by the way. We also want to look at if this is true. Do different cheeses have more of an effect than others? The company's post states. The 5 chosen dairy dreamers will be asked to track their sleep and provide written evaluations of their sleep quality, energy level throughout the day, and reports on dreams and nightmares after consuming various cheese products before going to sleep. We're also aware that it isn't just nightmares that can play havoc on a good night's sleep. So we wanted to see if there is a link between these different types of cheese and other symptoms that can leave you feeling unrested. Sleep Junkie spokeswoman Dorothy Chambers said in the announcement. So the study will last for 3 months. Applications are being accepted through February the 10th. So Wes, better get that in.
I'm on it, y'all.
That's not a bad, bad little payday eating some cheese. Are you a cheese guy? J.Wiggy?
I sounded like Whis there. You know what? Yeah, to a degree. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but I'd get down. I'd get down on some sharp cheddar and shit. Maybe even charcuterie board, some lobster or some shit. What do you think? I've never even heard. Well, you got a favorite cheese?
Oh, I love cheese, man. I just like a basic cheddar. It depends on like what you're doing. Like, I've gotten here's what I do with food. I'll get into something like, okay, for a while I was on enchiladas. I had to perfect my enchilada fucking recipe, right? So I'm going through all these enchilada recipes. I'm doing all this shit, fixing plenty of enchilada with different shit. And I finally got it down to what I like, but it wasn't like fire. And I never could get it right. So I was kind of like, fuck this shit. I got it to a good point, but I'm just going to chill for a little while. And so then I went to the steamed burgers. For some reason, I might have saw it on the internet or something. I got it in my head. I want to perfect the steamed cheeseburger. All right. So I get this fucking dumpling steamer that I actually steam dumplings in too, which are fucking amazing. I always get just the pork ones or the pork and shrimp. Chicken, not too good. Anyway, with the dumpling steamer, I figured it out. So the seasonings, of course, is Worcestershire, and then you before you get I get mine already. The patties already made because I'm not doing all that shit. Fuck it. I get them made probably 80-20. They're pattied up, right? So I get 2 of them. I always do a double because why the fuck are you gonna eat a cheeseburger unless it's a double? I don't understand. So get two of them, and then I marinate them. Well, first I will salt them down with not salt, but the Hidden Valley seasonings.
Oh yeah.
Dust it on both sides, and then put the patties into the Worcestershire to marinate for, I would say, 1 to 2 days. Then, once I get them out, I get the water ready in the steamer. It's like at bottom is the water that you boil because it's going to steam up through the holes in the thingamadoob, and without a parchment paper because you don't need it. But the where you put the burger has the holes for the steam to come up, and you get that. And then the top goes on with the holes, right? Ceramic, and then the middle is like a bamboo wood or whatever, or wood. And so get those, put them in there, and then I put actually either top it with pico de gallo. Or straight onions, like white onions or yellow onions, right? Top that, and then put it in there for 20 to 24 minutes. And then right about like 30 seconds before, I put 3 slices of Sargento mild cheddar on there. Oh, man. And then let that sit in there. Then like for maybe another 30 seconds or so, get it real melty like, and scoop it up, put it in between the sesame seed buns with a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard, and yeah, that's it, man. And then sweet potato chips. Now, I've been hearing lately about white potatoes and these lectins, how they be fucking you up. So now I'm trying to see about these sweet potato chips, but that's what. And actually, the sweet potato chips are good.
Yeah,
they're like, you know, they're not so fucking salty, and I'm digging it. They got kind of like an earthy, and man, the sodium is. I sound like a fucking. The sodium is like only 10. Like it's way healthier, dude. Like I never thought I'd talk like this, but then I look like at a regular bag of fucking tater chips, like 300 mil to like this 10 fucking. I'm like, damn, and actually tastes pretty decent. So, but I've got that game down. So the steamed cheeseburger game, I got that shit. Like that's done. So I don't know what my next culinary adventure is going to be here, folks, but we'll keep you posted on that.
I gotta ask. That's intense, and I fucking love it. How long do you last on kind of being stuck on one? Like when you get on the steamed burgers, does this like a 3-week, 2-month? You know,
it's just going to depend on the dish. All right. So with the enchiladas, the thing about them was there's too much. Like you got chicken, beef, like you know, all these different kinds.
It's not something you can just throw together when you get home. And
well, I mean, it's like it's a lot of trial and error to where you get that to where it's just like I was trying to get it to where you take a bite and you're like, oh my god, this is it, man. It's exploding with flavor. Like that's what I wanted. And the same thing with the steamed cheeseburger. I wanted to get that to where, oh man, I'm biting into it. It's like the essence of burger. It's like beefy, juicy beef and cheese, man. Like you're just getting that fucking, you know, oh man, that beefy, meaty, you know.
I mean, that's a fucking burger.
Yeah. With the cheese dripping off and the onions and the freshness. I actually like a little bit of lettuce on my burger. I just don't ever have it to get that the cold, you know, crisp texture to kind of balance it out. I like that. And but yeah, I've got that down. So we'll see on the next go. I have no idea what I might get into. I've been trying to perfect this chicken Philly. Well, not even perfect it. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to cook it because you know my favorite Mediterranean spot has this chicken Philly roll-ups. Fucking insane.
Ooh.
But I'm trying to reverse engineer this thing. So I think I might have recipe in play, but we'll keep y'all posted on that.
That's good
Because
shit.
that definitely, man, that's good stuff. You know, I love message in a bottle stories, right?
Oh, fuck. Who doesn't?
So, a message in a bottle found in Louisiana, the Louisiana River, after nearly 40 years. This one's by Ben Hooper as well. A man sailing on a Louisiana river found a nearly 40-year-old message in a bottle and was able to contact the author. Jeremy Weir of Coast, Mississippi, said he was sailing on the Pearl River near Bogalusa, Louisiana, when he spotted an old Grolsch beer bottle in the water. Weir brought the bottle home where his wife noticed something inside. She opened the bottle and found a handwritten message from a 3-year-old David Blanks. The message, apparently written with the help of Blanks' relatives, was dated June 4th, 1983, and included a phone number that turned out to be a landline still used by his parents. Blanks' parents gave Weir his current phone number, and he was able to contact the now adult message author. Blanks talked with relatives who were present when he threw the bottle into the water and learned it had been thrown in near the city of Pearl River, about 35 miles where Weir found it. Weir said he hopes to soon meet with Blanks to return the bottle and message. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That kind of has maybe a resolution or two future friends. Oh, so kind of cool.
Yeah, that's tight as fuck. It's kind of funny that you throw the message in the fucking bottle and you ultimately just get your bottle back 40 years later in your message. But I guess you make a friend in the process and shit.
There you go. That bottle went on some floating adventures, I guess.
Well, it's the
Or
fucking...
did some floating.
Yeah, it stayed in Bogalusa. and
Floating around.
Man, you know what it is? It's the internet. We need to make a list one day of everything the internet has ruined. Because a message in the bottle, if you found one in 1984 and you left your address, you got to write the motherfucker. The letter gets carried. You don't know if you're getting a response. You're waiting by the mailbox for weeks.
Right.
Yeah. I still love the story. Yeah, but I mean, 40 years passed. This is tight as hell. But now you're just like, oh, we'll book a flight on the internet and we'll meet you and here's your bottle back.
It's not that tight, but it's a message in a bottle story. So we love message in a bottle stories here. And what else? Records. Hey, I never promised the stories were good, folks.
It's just that's my bitterness against the things the internet has ruined. It's ruined.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree, dude. I'm just giving you shit over it. Let's see what else we got going over here. What? So I'm gonna do as the last story. We're gonna have you know what we love to do, world record breakers.
Love 'em.
Oh yeah! Idaho men break blindfolded dice catching record for a third time. Who is this? Ben Hooper again. Jesus.
God damn.
A pair of Idaho men claimed a Guinness World Record. This is on YouTube, by the way. A pair of Idaho men claimed a Guinness World Record title for catching dice blindfolded for the third time after a pair of Australian radio hosts twice took the record. David Rush, who has broken more than 200 Guinness World Records to promote STEM education, and his neighbor Jonathan Hollywood Hannon took on the record for most dice caught while blindfolded after previously holding the record twice. Rush said the record was taken both times by radio host Rebecca Jones and Jazeel Anderson of Perth, Australia. The Idaho duo's most recent attempt, which featured Hannon throwing the dice and Rush catching with a blindfold over his eyes, ended with 656 dice caught, enough to break Beck and Giselle's record of 433.
God damn.
Which goes to reinforce these people have way too much time on their hands, folks. So, that is the news. Yeah. Before we go to break here, J.Wiggy, I know we were talking about food. Do you have anything you're doing as far as cooking? You're trying to perfect? Do you have a special signature dish?
Oh, you know what? Something special and signature. I'm a huge steak guru, but you know what I got out this weekend and fucked with? I fucked with the air fryer a little bit. Have you
Oh,
used
I've
it?
been, I've been thinking about getting one.
Man, I love it for a lot of shit. I've experimented a little bit this weekend with it. Played a couple games with some food in there. Um, I'll tell you, I don't eat a lot of fries and shit like that, but I did get a bag this weekend. It was just easy. Get the kids a bag of fucking decently healthy, quote unquote healthy fries. Not as bad as you're gonna get drenched in oil. Cooked it. Man, those motherfuckers came out bomb as hell. They were great. Did some steaks in there. Mm, if you want to set it and forget it kind of thing. I sound like Ron Popeil here, but God, ain't nobody remember who the fuck Ron Popeil is. Remember that motherfucker on
I had no idea who you're talking.
the infomercial guy back in the day?
Oh, the Ronco guy?
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
I don't think anybody here even knows what an infomercial is anymore. If you're younger than 40, but
They can look it up on YouTube.
they can. They're fucking hilarious, man. But that used to be our late night TV watching. But yeah, man, air fryer. I did some steak in it. Tried it. I'm not saying it's bad. It was pretty good. But I mean, if you're wanting a juicy ass steak, grilling's the way to go. The fries. Tried waffle fries. Actually, some sweet potato ones too before. Man, that shit is really good. Some chicken, really good too. I need to experiment more. But man, air fryer so far, A+. Love it. You need to get you one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. I always see the rally fries, and I have some, but I don't have an air fryer, and I'd like to try those out as
Oh
well.
God, man, those seasoning on those rally fries is the best. You know,
Yeah,
what the hell is that?
ridiculous.
What is the seasoning on there? Is it like a
I have no
Cajun?
idea. It's the style is seasoned fries, but
Right.
I'm not sure. You probably can find it on the internet somewhere, some copycat recipe, but they are amazing, especially when you get them straight from like fucking rallies, man.
Oh
Damn,
God, yeah, that shit was tight. I know
stupid.
they sell them. What did they say? No, rally's fries. No, it's the Checkers fries. I thought, but
That's the same
same
thing.
thing, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
same
same
thing.
thing. Hmm.
So you can get those. I see it now. Checkers and Rally's fries. You can buy them. I wonder what the seasoning is. But so yeah, my recommendation, and I will get an air fryer, experiment with it, because I got to be honest, it came out a lot better than I thought. It's easy. The cleanup on the motherfuckers really easy too. Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't gotten down on one yet.
Yeah, I just don't have enough space, but I'm going to. I'm going to free up some space. I have a lot of junk in this one corner. I'm just going to clear out, and then I do an air fryer there. So I've also want to do some wings, see if I can get
Mm.
some crispy wings, and that would be a good next investment, my friend. So yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on the cooking. Like I said, the chicken Philly roll up, I'm working on, and see how that goes. But we will right now. We're going to take a short break, and we will be right back after these messages.
What's up? It's me, Lucy B. Talking about Reese's seafood and shit. I said Reese's seafood and shit. You know Reese's seafood and shit. Every Saturday night we got 2-for-1 drink specials with J.Wiggy on the ones and twos starting at 12 a.m. Also, Grandmas will be slinging 2-for-1 pina coladas at the back bar. So ladies, come on in. Free for you. 18 to get in, 21 to get right. And you know that we got your card all night with jumbo lump crab cakes, oysters any way you want them, and Alaskan crab legs. So come on out this Saturday night and every Saturday night at Reese's Seafood and Shit. We got you covered. 661 West Dolomite Avenue. That's 661 West Dolomite Avenue in West Dolomite.
Hi there. My name is Jimmy Ray, formerly of Jimmy Ray and the Fat Buzzards. Now, I'm here to help. Are you currently experiencing marital difficulties? Is your spouse acting weird and sometimes creeping around? Well, here at the law offices of Jimmy Ray, we can help. Now, she probably will screw you pretty good, but here at Jimmy Ray's law offices, we can provide you with sound legal counsel and enough to make sure that you don't get screwed that bad. Here at Jimmy Ray's Law Offices for Divorce. Call the number 1-800-JIMMY-RAY. That's 1-800-JIMMY-RAY. I hope you have a great day. Be blessed.
All right. That's 1-800-JIMMY-RAY. So, glad to have you guys back. Little short little break there. Now, we were talking a minute ago about, food and shit, but we're not doing that anymore because now we're on to what I like to call this segment. You'll see.
Hi, y'all. It's your boy, Whis up on here. I'm just gonna talk to y'all for a minute. My boy Grant, well, he's got a gripe. Sometimes he talks shit. Sometimes it's pretty dumb. But then, sometimes it's not. So, just fucking hang out and see what he's got to say, y'all. Don't be dumb. It's your boy, and I'm here to say. Listen, Grant means he doesn't take pills. He's just chillin'. He smokes and works some time. And hookers around and screwing in the mud, y'all. And I just want you to know that he's talking shit. His name is Grant Mills, and you know the deal, y'all.
Yeah. All right. So, this is Grant's Gripes. You know the deal. What are we talking about today? Talking about jury duty. We all have to do jury duty, and it sucks shit. First of all, I don't know if it's the same for everyone everywhere, but I had to be there at 8:30. All right, so get there around 8:30. It's in this weird auditorium-like place. You gotta give them your summons and they tell you to sit down. So you go sit down and you wait for everybody, all the late motherfuckers to come in. Even if you're on time, it's like you're sitting there for the next 30 minutes waiting on these people. And it's even longer than that, actually. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, it's 105 fucking degrees in the fucking room. There's but there's like 4 huge ass vents, and then like 20 other ones around the whole fucking place. I see vents everywhere. Why the fuck isn't there any air coming out of these goddamn vents? There's a lot of people coming in, and they can't see it. Every seat is not going to be filled because of what? The COVID shit. I'm not going to get into all that. My main thing is I'm saying a lot of people, not a lot of seats. And it's hot as hell, so what is this doing? This is not helping. So we sit there. Then the judges come out at maybe 15 minutes after that. Fat ass Carol Smitherman, fuck you. You're a fucking idiot. And they ain't gonna get me again, I swear to God. Next time, before this fucking thing I got I got COVID maybe, or I get there and they fucking have the lines for the excuse. I'm gonna say I got a kidney stone coming on. Y'all ain't gonna fuck me up again. Right, so it's hot as fuck by this point. Still sitting in this motherfucker. The judges go away and they say more waiting until the clerks come out to call you. And it's hot as fuck. I mentioned it's hot as fuck. And every window in this motherfucker has a shade on it except one big one that's right down my fucking aisle, and the sun is like right on my ass. I'm about to lose my fucking mind. And so I just had to fucking leave. It's like fucking almost lunchtime. Well, not really. I just fucking walked the fuck out. I went to the fucking parking lot. It's felt great. It's like fucking 40 degrees outside. But they didn't call us. They didn't call us. They act like they was gonna call fucking names. Didn't do shit. So I'm like, I'm not going back in. I came back and I'm sitting right outside the fucking whole thing where it's just like, it's still cool, but it's not hot as fuck out there. So finally he calls everybody to fucking lunch, and they didn't even call us. So we left after that and then did lunch. I ate 2 shitty hot dogs at the fucking place and a fucking bottle of water and came back. And then by this time, we had to do more waiting, but they actually called us, and from there, it still sucked, but it wasn't hot as a fuck. I damn near lost my shit. And it was really just because of the hotness, man. I hate being hot. It's so fucking hot. Why you gotta have people hot? I don't get it. All right, one more quick gripe. Howard Stern, shut the fuck up. Howard Stern, you were cool in the 90s. I loved you when you had your E show, but you've turned into the woke motherfucker that you made fun of in the 90s. So just fucking go, man. You're done. You got a hot wife. Fucking, what is he worth? A few billion by this point? You don't need this shit. Eat fucking Nobu every day. Enjoy it. That's Grant's grapes. Yes.
Good grapes.
Have you had to do jury duty before?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I got out of it pretty easy. I think they called me, and a true story, I was probably 20, 21. I mean, I was young. And I got up there, man, and I was just being fucking stupid and clowning. Went to one of the rooms, probably the same place you went. I remember it was uncomfortable as fuck down there. And the judge asked me to stand up. He asked everybody that they were doing the selection for to stand up, say your name, whether you're married or single and shit.
Yeah,
and all that shit. And I said my name, and then I said I'm single and ready to mingle. I swear to fucking God. And he kind of looked at me funny. He kind of smirked, but then he's like, "This is not a dating show." Got fucking pissed. So yeah, it didn't last long, man. But honestly, probably the best thing I could have done. They could tell I wasn't taking it serious and shit, and I got the fuck out of there. I was down there one day and never got called for anything. But we had a mutual friend of ours who had actually been on a jury. I'd need to catch up with him on that story and for a couple of days. So I don't know. I would hate that. That sounds terrible to me.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad, but ours, Bob, was like some kind of insurance claim. They came and they did like 3. It was like 2 or 3 before they got me, 2 or 3 groups. One was like, like 32. The next one was like big, so I think it was a murder case of like 52 people, and then the next one was like 42. I think that was us, or might have been one after that. But then they go and fucking whittle us all down, and so. It was boring. I had some boring shit. I was like a civil claims, like car wreck. Some dude was trying to sue the other dude. So,
yeah, I think the one I was in was some tax bullshit. And I mean, I don't even, like I said, I was 20 fucking 1 at the time, living at home with my parents again. And I mean, they knew. I mean, I'm not gonna have any relatability to some tax fucking fraud or anything. So. It's weird. As much shit as they go down there, you never really hear too much about a lot of people getting jury. It happens, but at least in my personal circle, I don't see a lot of motherfuckers getting down on jury duty that much.
Yeah. Not a lot of us have. Seems I haven't. Nope.
You just it seems like with how much shit they have with insurance and murders. And fucking white collar crime and all this shit, man. You think like every week you'd be talking to one of your homeboys, be like, "Oh, I got fucking jury duty again." But yeah, I never really hear about it, so that sucks. Shit's horrible.
Hey, well, it's over with now. So they struck us and struck us, and I ain't got to go back. I was afraid they was gonna make my ass go back to the fucking jury pool tomorrow. I was gonna shit, but nope, we're good. Done. Let's see what old Jermaine has got to say out in Dodge City.
What's
Jermaine.
up? This Jermaine from Dodge City. I want to ask y'all, you ever go to Mountaintop back in the day? Yeah, I did.
Mountaintop. What is Mountaintop?
Oh, Mountaintop Flea Market?
Is that?
Yeah, local little historical flea market up in Sand Mountain in Alabama. I think it's actually it's outside of Attala. Yeah, it's man, that'd be a good deep dive one weekend. Some flea market stories, but yeah, they've got a bunch of booths. It's out in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's a large parcel of land separated into rows, and all those rows have little sections on them, like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, whatever the fuck it is, and you can buy a section for $10, and you park your fucking car there, and you sell all your stuff out of your car. I used to go sell my granddad up there when I was a teenager, early teenager.
They still do that?
Yeah, they still do it. We got to go check it out one weekend.
Hell yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. You'll find some hidden gems up there, but man, I saw one time motherfuckers selling like sitting on the back seat of his car trying to draw caricatures of people and shit. I mean,
oh man,
yeah.
he was really hustling.
He ain't making no money. I saw somebody selling loose McDonald's toys one time.
Oh man,
They were poor.
Trying to get that cash. Let's go ahead and go to Matt in Malibu.
This is Matt from Malibu. Who is your favorite NBA team? You like NBA primetime?
No, fuck you. I don't fuck with the NBA really. But if I was going to, I kind of like that dude Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
he's kind of a beast, and I don't like LeBron. Fuck him. He don't. Yeah, man. You know these. I don't know why everybody likes LeBron so much, man. He's got no personality. He's nothing but a big brute. I mean, if you're fucking 6'10" and look like that, goddamn, man, why the fuck? You know, that's pretty much your destiny, dude. Michael Jordan. I don't know. There's always that comparison, and I know it's kind of like played, but come on, man. Really, I don't even think there's a comparison, dude. To be honest with you, duh. MJ all day. What the fuck? I mean, this is such a played discussion, but you know, the players of now, it just wasn't what it was, man. In the golden era of the NBA, man, you had villains, you had casts of villains, and you had good guys. For example, the Detroit Bad Boys, that was a fucking faction, and you had Charles Barkley, he was definitely a villain. Michael Jordan was like a good guy, right? I don't really know what the Houston Rockets were. Elijah Wan, the Dream was awesome. And then you had Portland Trailblazers. I don't really know. I guess they could be villains. You had Clyde the Glide. He was almost like a copycat Jordan that wasn't as good, but still, I mean, still, you know, awesome team. Like they had like characters back then. Now, it's just boring, man. I don't know. It's just boring to me.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. The 90s, man. I mean, we're really nostalgic on this show, but you're right. It was total characters on there. You know, also some underrated players. You know, I thought Gary Payton, the glove.
Oh yeah.
And later, Vince Carter came down, fucking dunk beast. Shaq, of course, was always a, you know, good guy, fun to watch. But I don't see it anymore. I don't get down. I don't have a team. If I had to get down on a team, I always kind of like the Magic. And that was just because I had Shaq back in the day.
And then you had the international factor too, where that came in back then when Yao Ming came in, and he was like the only person that could body up Shaq. You know, when he couldn't, he just was hurt all the time. But he went to him. He could play with Shaq, man, but he just couldn't stay. He couldn't stay healthy, man. When you're that big, you're always fucking up something.
Yeah. That's a tough life being that big, and basketball's pretty brutal. I mean,
yeah, it's not football, but I mean, man, shit, especially back in the damn 90s and 80s, man, they were brutal.
Oh yeah, they were a lot more physical back then, I think. Yeah, but overall, I just don't get into basketball. I like playing. I suck at it, and for being relatively tall, I've never been good at basketball, but don't watch it.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't give a shit.
Let's see what got Sharon in Lancaster.
Sharon from Lancaster, PA here. And I just want to say I love the show. And first time caller. But I wanted to ask you guys like Joe Rogan? Yeah, I love Joe Rogan. And what do you guys think of him? And you listen to him?
Yes, thank you for calling. And Joe Rogan is cool. Yes, we've talked about him several times. Fucking hella interesting. The thing about him is it's just he does this when he just has interesting people on there. That's his thing. It's the whole interview format. He kind of gets right into it with just really interesting people. I think his last one, I listened to the whole fucking last one with Lou. Very good. So you should listen to that one because yeah, fuck. And not all of them are like that. Sometimes I just I put one on and kind of like listen to a little bit of it and then not really. But man, that one, dude, that one I listened to all the way through. So
yeah, he's not afraid to check his guest either. I really respect that about Rogan. He catches a lot of shit. Anybody with his popularity, how much it's boomed.
God, he makes a ton of money off that thing.
Yeah, he's always funny too because he's talked on a couple of shows and he's like trying to be relatable, and guys are like talking about expensive shit, and he's kind of like, oh man, I know it's so expensive, like kind of like he's just one of the guys, and he's got that persona and shit. But come on, Joe, you're making fucking millions. But I respect it, man, and I'm a huge I liked him since back in the day because he always brought the kind of the undesirable guest on the show, like Bob Lazar, the UFO guy, and a couple of pilots that claim to see UFO. So he kind of went like,
Alex Jones is his friend.
Oh yeah, man. He like gives everybody a platform, and he's giving Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard. So I respect it, man. He's very well rounded. I'm a huge BJJ guy as well. He is. I mean, obviously black belt. He gives a lot of fighters, a chance to talk about their shit. I think it's interesting as fuck, man, because I don't think you can be bored with the variety of guests he puts on the show. So, and he just seems like an overall likable and relatable guy. So,
oh yeah.
Oh man, I've never heard it before. I remember Fear Factor was pretty cool.
Man, Fear Factor was the shit. Actually, I actually remember that run. He was the best host. I think like fucking Ludacris did it later or somebody, but he was fucking great in that show. Actually. He had kind of that everyman. I remember from News Radio, actually, is where I first saw him. News Radio. Yeah. He's got that kind of everyman quality that he just seems like he's one of the guys. Actually, he does, because that's kind of how he was when he started out. I mean, he got fucking rich and famous, but, his roots, man, I mean, that's just kind of like, I don't know, man. I feel like if he was our age, he'd be like, which one of us, one of the dudes, man, talking shit.
I could see him still being like that. He doesn't seem like money and fame has gotten to him, and a lot of that I think is because he's so damn. One, I think it's just because he's so grounded with the guest he gets on his show. He hasn't gone to just get superstars. I mean, he still gets. He's kind of like whistleblowers on there and shit. I mean, I think having that variety and knowing where he came from. It's kept him relatively grounded. Like I said, he's talked sometimes like he's just one of the guys. Oh man, I can't afford that shit. Okay, have you checked your bank account lately, motherfucker?
Oh man, they all do that, man. Even like Paul Feinbaum will do that too, man. Like on his, if you ever listen to it, he'll act like he don't make it. Man, fucker's making like $8 million a year or something. So
yeah, it's
even
funny
when
as
he was
hell.
in Birmingham, he was making like $400,000 a year. So I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, he was always.
That show's been around 30 fucking years. I didn't know it was that damn long. But fuck, man. Not Joe Rogan, Paul Feinbaum. Joe Rogan, I think that's been like 10 years. But damn, I can't believe that's been that long. But man, that's man. Joe Rogan found that, and man, he really fucking got something there, man.
Yeah, Rogan's a good Renaissance man too. Hunter, jiu-jitsu black belt, commentator, comedian, game show host. I don't think that people understand, how you don't have to be brilliant, knowing physics and shit like that, but just a brilliant personality to pull all that. I mean, his, he's been commentating UFC for fucking late 90s, I think. and then to be a game show host, like you said, I mean, he wasn't a or a television show host, an actor. It wasn't just that he was just a host; he was a good one, and he's a good comedian, and he's a damn good jujitsu guy. I mean, he's talented in all those areas. So it's crazy how good at just about everything that motherfucker is. Yeah, I'm fanboying over Rogan, but I think well deserved.
Yeah, why not? Gotta do it. Gotta do it sometime. So do a quick vintage game review. Then we're gonna do the AFC NFC picks, and we shall do what we do. So for this vintage game review, we got Earthworm Jim. The first one, I think they came out with a couple of them actually.
Fuck
and
yeah.
then
Good
maybe
game.
some variations, maybe one or two. But so Earthworm Jim, series of platform games featuring an earthworm named Jim, who wears a robotic suit and battles the forces of evil. The series is noted for its platforming and shooting gameplay, surreal humor, and edgy art style. 4 games were released in the series: Earthworm Jim, Earthworm Jim 2, Earthworm Jim 3D, Earthworm Jim Menace to the Galaxy. With the first game being released in 1994, the series had lain dormant for almost a decade before Gameloft remade the original game in HD for the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live Arcade in 2010. Interplay announced Earthworm Jim 4 in 2008. Little to no information had been surfaced until May 2019. Old school company finding success with the license for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wanted to start their own franchise. Inspired by the success of Sonic the Hedgehog series with Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, they decided to start the franchise of Earthworm Jim with this rare approach. Now, the creator Doug Tenapel, I don't know this simple sketch of an earthworm that he presented to Shiny Entertainment impressed David Perry, and the rest of Shiny bought the rights to Earthworm Jim from Tenapel and started developing the game. From there, Tenapel would work on the game designs, creating levels, and voicing Earthworm Jim. And Perry and the other programmers created other characters and game mechanics. So this game was pretty cool, man. I remember getting it actually for the Super Nintendo. And was it this a Super Nintendo game?
Yeah, I think it was.
94? Yeah, okay.
Had it been.
Genesis and Super Nintendo releases. Had Crazy Worlds, man. 7-Up's Cool Spot. This is a 2D side scroller, but it still had some pretty cool shit. It had some villains on it: Psycro, Queen Slug for a butt, Elo the Cat, Bob the Killer, Goldfish, Major Mucus, and Professor Monkey for a head. So this game was very well received on the Genesis and Super Nintendo. It was awarded Best Genesis Game of '94 by EGM and rated the 114th best game made on a Nintendo system in Nintendo Power's Top 200 Games list. The game was noted for its fluid animation, featuring a hand-drawn style that was unusual for 16-bit releases. A special version of the game, the Great Earthworm Jim Race, was broadcast in 1995 for the Sega Channel. And that sounds dumb, but they did shit like that back in the day. Now, I'm not going to really get into 2 or the other ones, but they did have Offshoots 2, 3D, Menace to the Galaxy, and some canceled games. But we're talking about the first one. That was a cool-ass game.
That was the shit. Great game. And you mentioned it, obviously talking about the game. The side-scrolling platform, I thought they hit a really good run kind of mid-90s. And Earthworm Jim, probably one of the best in the pack. I think Donkey Kong Country probably could lay claim to that for side-scrollers. But, man, I mean, this was a fucking awesome game.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I remember playing the shit out of it. And I don't know if it necessarily looked like it was going to be that fun, but it was pretty fun. So basically, that was definitely a good game. It had all the weird, like, I remember the jumping around, the controls, and it's just a lot of fun playing that as a kid. Just one of those nostalgia factor. But back then, pretty detailed graphics, the platforming, and some funny shit too. Like the wacky humor was cool, and I think just everything working together. Because a fucking earthworm, like who the fuck thinks of that for a fucking video game? Like what the fuck? But like it worked. So yeah, so they definitely did a good job on that. I'm gonna give this one. That's 4 out of 5 farts, baby.
Beautiful. well, fucking deserved. Taking the earthworm and Tin Nepal or whatever his name was, a simple sketch, and he sold the rights. We need to start sketching this week and hollering at a bunch of video game companies and telling them to buy our rights. We can make up some shit. If Earthworm Jim can start with a sketch on a cocktail napkin and he made a ton of money off of it, then guess what? We can come up with some bullshit.
Oh man, hell yeah, that's how it goes. That's all that shit goes, man. Always got to start from somewhere. So yeah, that was a 4 out of 5. We're gonna go ahead and get into these NFL picks, man. All right, so man, this weekend, Dallas being Dallas, that shit, fucking, we pretty much could have called it, except for I could have went either way. Do you have the rundown of the last week's shit?
I do. Yep. And Grant, you and I tied 3 out of 4, 75% on our picks. So we actually had a pretty solid run. Should have laid some bets on those. Whis comes up with a quarter.
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes. You win them, you lose them. Win some, lose some.
That is very true. So, as we were saying, man, Brock Purdy looking pretty good. But he was looking damn good, fucking a rookie in the 7th round, man. Wow. This dude, San Francisco, man. First of all, I don't think Trey Lance is that damn good. Maybe I'm wrong. Second of all, Jimmy G, damn. I'm not going to be like totally, I kind of felt like he might get hurt. He does get hurt. It's the NFL, man. You really can't blame it on him per se, but he gets hurt a lot. I was kind of like, man, probably going to happen. But then this Brock Purdy, man, and then their defense is really fucking crazy. And so, please, like Dallas they're being Dallas, man. The D's good, but that offense, man, I don't know. It's just they can't get it done. But man, San Francisco's too good, man. I feel like it's almost like people are not, talking about them enough and how fucking good they are, right? So.
Yeah, Brock Purdy was good at Iowa State. Iowa State's kind of one of my secondary teams I like to watch. I kind of got into the Cyclones past couple of years watching their shit. He was entertaining as hell there. But who would have fucking thunk it? I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, man, that's how it goes. Jones looking great, man. So let's go ahead and get into these picks, man. San Fran at Philadelphia, NFC Championship. What do you think?
NFC, I've got to go with Hurts on this one. I'm going to go with Philly.
Man, this is a hard one.
Tough.
Because Jalen's gotten a lot better, man. And, oh, man. God. Yeah, this is a hard one. I'm going to go Philly.
I'm going with San Fran. Yeah, I love to make our runs. I think he's going to get a job somewhere, and I want to see him get him a championship. A championship, and then somewhere a job.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get into this Cincinnati at Kansas City.
Whew. Probably one of my most consistent, but I'm going to go Cincy on this one.
I'm going Cincy, man. They fucked me up last one.
You know I love Joey B, motherfuckers. Cincy.
All right, well, got picks in, baby. So that's it. Well, not it. The next one is the big dance, and we'll get into a Super Bowl breakdown once we have those picks done. So, yes, we will do that. Wiggy, what's going on this week, man? Got a big week planned out?
A lot of working, a little traveling this week.
You got that all
Little
day?
meal prep. I thought about that for a second. When we were talking about the air fryer, I wanted to get down on chicken wings. I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab some chicken wings, try them in the air fryer this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Get those crispy ass. I like them crispy. Wait, what say you on the chicken wings? You like the
Gotta
crispy
be
wings?
crispy, man. I don't like them unless they're crispy. I get my sauce on the side. When I order wings at a bar, I take them on like, look, extra crispy, no hot sauce on the wings. Put it on the side because that.
The air fryer. I got a little traveling this week for the 9 to 5, but once that's done, I got a 3-day weekend. I actually took Monday off, and I'm looking forward to it. Frying up the air fryer.
I might get one and we'll see what happens with that. Whis!
Yeah. Well, shit, I'm about to fucking go to bed, maybe. I've been kind of tired, or I might call a hooker and get some cocaine. Yeah, I'm out.
All right, Whis, man, too crunk. So, I hope all y'all have a great week. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit all them buttons. Check out the old episodes too, funny as shit. Parting shots, Wig.
Appreciate the love from you guys. The past couple weeks, we've had a lot of guys calling in, a lot more callers, a lot more activity in the chat. Like the man says, like, subscribe, go back, check out the old shit, and stay with us for the new. And have a great week.
Have a great weekend. Come back here Monday 9:30. We love you. See you then.
Peace.